Welcome in, everyone. And the show's on. What's up? Hey, Locked Out, Straw Hat. How the heck's it going? Welcome in, guys. Okay, yeah, we're only going, okay, good. Heyo, heyo. Welcome in, everyone. Chat. Maybe I'll, make it like that. Maybe I'll just hide it for now. I don't know. How's it going, guys? Chilled Skies, welcome in. How you doing? How's it going, Bubs? Straw Hat, how's it going? Fiberglass, me at work. He's still here for the content. Let's go. Carver, greeting plays and pimps. What's up, Carver? Welcome in. Damn, you're early? Yeah. So, guys, again, I posted this on Discord. We're not doing our regular content today. What we're doing is going over the rules of Kaiso Ironmon. This is going to be a YouTube video. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how this goes. I haven't done anything like this before. I'm kind of just winging it. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna get started here in a second, though. All right, we're just gonna wait for some people to come in. Really appreciate you guys hopping in and sticking, just watching. We can, if you guys like, I'm sending this to my editor. I'm gonna send this whole VOD to my editor. If you guys want to say hi to my editor, his name is Ryan, R-I-A-I-N. Shit's like Irish, I think. R-I-A-I-N. You can say hi to Ryan, and then maybe he'll do some funny stuff. We don't know. I don't know. We're giving them options. R-I-A-I-N. R-I-A-I-N. Casey Ball, how's it going, dude? Yeah, you don't have to worry about throwing. Yeah. So we're starting fresh with a fire red thing going. No. I'll spell it out. Chat, hold up. Ryan. Right there. Ryan. That's how you spell it. Hi, Ryan. Everyone say hi, Ryan. That's our editor. The editor is going to be, we're going to send the VOD to the editor. And feel free to put notes in there or whatever. So yeah, we're just gonna do that, huh? I think that's gonna be cool. I think that's gonna be neat. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Give me a sec, chat. You know what I wanna do? Instead of doing that, maybe I'll make the height like 325. And then, so let me try something real quick, chat. We're having a chill stream today, chat, for sure. Yeah, you know what? That's bitchin' right there. I like that. You think that's bitchin', chat? All right, cool. Miller, thank you for subscribing, guys. If I don't see any of your things, thank you for the 5 gifted JC Lemons. JC Lemons, thank you so much, dude. JC Lemons, holy crap, dude. If I can write it down for now. Maybe, yeah, I'll name it. JC Lemons. We're gonna get started here soon, chat. JC Lemons, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs, dude. That's huge. I don't have any notifications, chat. So, I don't have any notifications going on right now, so if I miss anything, please forgive me. WJC Lemons. W's in chat. Alright, let's get started in, like, 1 more minute. We'll get started in 1 more minute. It's only been 4 minutes. We'll get started in 1 more minute, and we'll see how it goes, okay? Again, this is for a YouTube video, so we're just winging it. This is my first attempt at doing, like, YouTube content in, like, kind of like a live format. So you guys will be in it. Feel free to say whatever. Yeah. Chinter, thank you for subscribing for a month as well. I appreciate that. Got my support, dude. JC Lemons, I appreciate that, man. Much love. Thank you for the support, seriously. All right, chat, let's get started, huh? So yeah, this is Kaiso Ironmon. We're gonna play Fire Red. Hopefully, you know what, Ryan? Please take out the ums and buts. I don't know, like, whatever you think is good, man. But I think we should take out the ums and buts, Ryan. So yeah, this is Kaiso Ironmon. We're gonna play Fire Red. There's other versions. Officially, Kaiso Ironmon goes all the way up to Gen 5, to Black and White. And Black and White 2, I believe. Okay? Yo, Jason, what's up? Welcome in. The lesson is to go outside and touch grass then, right? Yes, White Mage, absolutely. It's time to watch the stream, absolutely. Keep them in, Ryan. Keep them in. All right. Keeping the arms and butts. And this is why we don't touch grass. What's up, Soundwave? Glad to see you, man. Arms and butts. All right. So yeah, we're gonna play Fire Red. We're gonna start fresh. And let's start from the beginning, right? I have the rules up on the right. We're gonna get to that later. So if you guys want to see those rules, like by yourself, you can just go to ironmon.gg. Ironmon.gg. Okay. Ryan, I don't know. You can put that in there, Ryan, if you want, as a pop-up, whatever you want, if you think it's necessary. So right now, if you look to the right, oh wait, you can't see my tracker. Wait, you guys can't see my tracker. Okay, hold on. Wait. We're gonna have to finagle some stuff here, chat. Give me a sec. Sorry, Ryan. All right, this is what we're gonna do. Fuck. You guys can't see the tracker. That's actually gonna be tough. So, how should we do this? How should we do this? All right, you know what? I'm gonna put the tracker right here. No. Damn, what am I gonna do here, chat? Maybe we do this? Ah, I should have. Damn it. We're off to a bad start, but it's okay. Cobb has a Blissey run going? I saw. I was lurking for a little bit, but I was at the gym. All right. So we're just, maybe it doesn't need to be that big. Maybe we can do something like that. I might take you guys out of here, actually. I might get rid of the stream avatars when I think about it. Right? And then I can do something crazy like and then I can do something like this. Maybe? Nice, looks good. Fantasy Failure, what's up, Fantasy Failure? Welcome in. Top gifters, Ironmon rules. Maybe I get rid of this text right here. And then we go to the tracker. Right? And do something like... Let's do something like this. You guys are going into the mind of a UX designer right now. So maybe I'll put this right here. Okay. Do something like that. Let's try to get our UX design going, right? And then we can make this like, what? 850 wide. And that's good. Johnny Boy, thank you for subscribing for a month. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, Dark Crescent. I don't have notifications on right now. I just saw that. Thank you so much for that gifted subs. I really appreciate that, man. And then we'll make this even a little bit like 800. Okay, we'll do something like that. We'll make this... We'll make the chat like... Man, I should have done this way earlier, chat. I'm sorry, we're off to a weird start right now. Let's go 700 up here. Nah, maybe not 700. Maybe like 625. Well, it's maybe 575. Beautiful. 575 is perfect. Beautiful, beautiful. How's that, chat? Is that maybe? And then after that, we can like kind of do something like this. and then bring it all together like this. Right? Wait, what? How's that? Does that look okay? What do you think? Is that bad? I can't tell. W designer, that's looking good, right? Yo, good to see you streaming. Hey, good to be streaming. All right, let's put this right here. Okay, chat. Perfection. Yo, good to see you streaming. Good to see me streaming. Dude, I appreciate that, McGreedy. Welcome in. We're doing something different today on Saturdays. So on the weekends, we stream something different. Right now, we're streaming for a YouTube chat, for our YouTube video. All right. Have the world explode or gain $1? Gain $1. All right. Okay, let's start over for Ryan's sake. All right, this is the start, right? This is the actual start. Guys, I'm about to show you the... I'm going to go over the rules of Kaiso Ironmon. Yeah, I'm going to go over the rules. This is... Yeah. Should I introduce myself? Shit, I don't even know how to fucking do this shit. Thank you for the 5 Get to Substar Crescent. You're nuts. I'm so sorry. All right, I got to focus. Lock in. My name is BMS Omega. We're going to go over the rules of Kaiso Ironmon. We're going to be playing Fire Red. Kaiso Ironmon can be played up to Gen 5. The official games can go up to Gen 5. The official Ironmon... I'm going to be repeating a lot of stuff, chat, so bear with me. I'm just trying to find the right words. This is how I record my videos, by the way. I just say a bunch of stuff until it sticks, and then if it sounds right to me, then I just do it. W Dark Crescent, dude. If you got a gifted sub from Dark Crescent, please say thank you. We're going to be going over the rules of Kaiso Ironmon. Officially, Kaiso Ironmon can be played up to Gen 5, up to Black and White, and Black and White 2, I think. I don't know. I've only played Fire Red and Emerald. But I've seen Heart Gold and Soul Silver being played as well. So, let's do it. I can't wait for Kaiso Ironmon Unova. Hey, if we ever get that far, that'd be great. So, we're going to be playing Fire Red. Again, it can be played up to Gen 5. But we're just going to start fresh right here. Alright, so let's just start from the beginning. This is the Kaiso Ironmon screen for... this is the opening screen for Kaiso Ironmon Fire Red. If you look to the right... Oh no, on the bottom, right? It's on the bottom. If you look at the bottom right there, you'll see the tracker. Right now, the current version, as of August 2nd, the current version the tracker's on is 9.2.3. Alright? Now, you'll see the Nidoking right there on the right. That's just a random Pokemon that you can set up. I can change it to anything. We can change it to Pidgeotto. I prefer Nidoking because Nidoking is my favorite Pokemon. Alright? Alright, cool. So let's do that. This is awesome. Yeah, alright. I'm glad you're excited for it. Fantasy Failure. I'm glad you're here. And if you look more towards the bottom of the tracker, you'll see your favorite Pokemon. In Kaiso Ironmon, you are allowed to have 3 favorite Pokemon. What does this mean? In the beginning of each Pokemon game, you have to pick a Pokemon, right? At the lab or in the grass, depending on what game you're playing. You can set this to whatever 3 Pokemon, well, not whatever 3 Pokemon. You can set this to any 3 legal Pokemon in Kaiso Ironmon. What's a legal Pokemon? A legal Pokemon is any Pokemon under 600 base stats. So 599 base stat total is the max base stat. Wait, so 599 is the max base stat total a Pokemon can have legally in Kaiso Ironmon. There are no legendaries allowed. However, if you have a legendary that has fewer than 600 base stats in your favorites list, and you come across it in the lab or the grass or whatever, then it is totally legal to use that Pokemon. It is totally legal to use that Pokemon. But what is Kaiso Ironmon? Great question. So, if you look at the rules here, the Ironmon Challenge. The Ironmon Challenge is a Pokemon randomizer challenge created by I Ate Your Pie, a goat. Still streams Kaiso Ironmon. Still streams Ironmon. Still streams Ironmon content on Twitch, from what I remember. Designed to make experiencing the randomizer fun and challenging while taking away the wild Pokemon grind that can come with some other challenges. It was originally made for Fire Red/Leaf Green, but the rules can be applied/adjusted for other games as well. If you're interested to find more about Ironmon, join the Discord community. Beautiful. All right, so that's what Ironmon is. Okay. You might have to, switch that up. So, yeah, and here's your little message. Ours was ball up top. We haven't changed it since. This was last year. You have a little message that you can save, that you can do, whatever. The tracker, let's just go over the tracker real quick. If you hit the cog button on the top right of the tracker, you'll see setup. I don't know much about this thing. You can change how the tracker looks, the theme, the colors, and stuff like that. For setup, let's go down. Let's just start from top left and then down. Yeah, let's just start from left, bottom, right, bottom. Yeah. So let's go with setup. Setup, you can choose what kind of sprites you want to show. You can have those little 3D ones. You can have just the regular ones. You have the animated ones. I like to have just the regular ones. I think it's fine. Yeah, and you can have all this other stuff. Manage data, nothing really you should care about for that, in my opinion. Carousel, so there's a carousel on the bottom of the tracker that shows you different things. These are the different things you can show. Step pedometer, a lot of people show it. I don't like it. Gachamons, I don't really know what that is. A lot of people show the Gachamons. Not necessary. Gym badges, I think that's good. Notes on Pokemon, very helpful. Wild encounters in the area, very helpful. Trainers defeated in the area, very helpful. Last attack damage, very, very helpful. Additional battle details, very helpful. I have all these, the first top 6 highlighted. And then you can, I might change it to ×2 because I noticed that it does go a little bit too slow for me sometimes. And then under controls, this is how you're going to restart your games every time you lose. You will lose. If you beat Kaiso Ironmon in one turn, in one attempt, good for you, man. But you will not most of the time. So this is how we're going to reset our seed. You can set this however you want. Right now, by default, it's AB if you're playing on a controller. AB, and then the start button. Okay, cool. And then this is all this other stuff. Maybe we shouldn't even go over it. Gameplay. Yeah. You can experiment. I don't think this is important. You can experiment with all these settings in the tracker. Go for it. I think the most important thing to go over is your extras. If you go to extras and then you go to logs, you can view the current log of your seed. It's frowned upon. This is frowned upon. You should not be looking at your current log while you're playing the game to get an advantage. You can, but not really like in the spirit of Kaiso Ironmon, in my opinion. You can go to the previous log though, that's okay. From the previous log that you lost, you can check out all the Pokemon stats, what they're gonna learn, and what moves they could have learned from the gym leaders. In Kaiso Ironmon, you can only use TMs given to you from the gym leaders you defeat. You can't pick up a TM on the ground and then learn it. Okay? So yeah, that's that. You can see the abilities, you can see the stat spread, you can see the IVs and EVs as well. So that's pretty helpful. And you can also see the trainers, what teams they had. Misty had this last seed, the Elite Four, the boss, all that. You can see everyone's stats and shit. Totally fine. Okay. Great. So, actually, I don't like. Oh, this is what I normally have. Yeah, this is what I normally have. So, okay. So again, your favorite Pokemon. There you go. We'll change it to whatever. Let's change it to like Togetic. I like Togetic. And whatever. Swampert. And then I don't know. Wailord. can be whatever Pokemon you want as long as it's legal, chat. Where's the feature? Throw things onto a Mega? I got rid of it because someone kind of abused it and just didn't really listen to me when I asked them to stop for a sec. And yeah, unfortunate. Here you go, chat. Let's get started, huh? Finally. So once we get started, we're just gonna do a new game because that's how everyone else starts. In Fire Red, you're gonna have that little fuzzy like text at the top. Don't worry about it; it's normal. I'll be a boy. Name myself Omega. Yes. And we'll just name this chat. Okay. Now, if you want to learn how to set this up, chat, I have another tutorial on YouTube. I have another tutorial on YouTube if you want to learn how to set this up. It's catered towards Fire Red, but you can use it for other games like Emerald and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. You just gotta pay attention and you'll be able to understand which steps you should be able to change in order to meet your needs, okay? Here we go. So, the first rule, really, is to talk to your mom. In Fire Red, anyway. You should always be talking to your mom. In Fire Red. That should be the first thing you do. Now, usually, what people do in order to not go through making a new character every time they restart, they hit the start. They save right here before they pick any of the Pokeballs in the lab. Right. So this is where we're gonna save. We're gonna overwrite our original file. So this is where you save. Okay. Now, for Fire Red and a lot of other games, I think every game has this. I could be wrong. But you usually start off with a free item right here. Right now we got Mystic Water. There are certain items you can use and certain items you cannot use. Mystic Water is an item you cannot use. What can you use? You can use healing items. HP healing items like Fresh Water, Berry Juice, Super Potion, Hyper Potion, Max Potion, Full Restore. You cannot use Sacred Ash. So those kind of items you can use. If you scroll down, actually, on the ironmon.gg page, you'll be able to see banned items right here for regular. You'll note. So it starts off with standard Ironmon with a standard Ironmon rule set. There's different versions of Ironmon, chat. And the ironmon.gg page does a good job of kind of starting from the lowest. Showing you like the lowest form of Ironmon to the highest. Kaiso Ironmon, if you scroll to, let's just click Kaizo right there. This rule set includes all of the previous rules from Standard and Ultimate Ironmon above, unless overruled by a new rule. Read those first. So, the Standard Ironmon rule set is at the top, and Ultimate Ironmon. So, for the most part, most of these rules apply to Kaizo Ironmon. Okay, so let's just go over the first rules. Man, I'm all over the place. Maybe I should have had a script. What do you think, chat? Like, let's be honest. Like, do you think this could be solved with editing? You know what I mean? Like, I want this to flow very nicely. You don't have to include this rhyme. What do you think? Yo, he put Swampert in the favorites list. You better keep it that way? Yeah, maybe, Jason. Yeah, this needs a script. You're right. Okay. Anything can be solved with editing. True. Yeah, but I want to make it easier for Ryan at the same time. I'm not going to be editing this video. I want to make this as easy as for Ryan to do. I honestly thought having the rule set could really help this out. Don't TikTok knows YouTube is the mother of all media platforms? It is, in my opinion. For creators and viewers, in my opinion. I feel like this went from A to B to K to E. Yeah, like once I said this, so maybe we should all right, you know what we should be doing? I think the script is right here. At the ironmon.gg page. I think we should really stick to the ironmon.gg challenge. The ironmon.gg GitHub page as our script. And then, yeah, and that's it. Okay? Yeah, okay, so let's do that. Ryan, we're gonna start over, Ryan. Everyone say sorry, Ryan. Who are you? 2, what are you doing? What is Ironmon? What are the core rules? Show gameplay, how it works. Okay. Yeah. Okay, alright. I like that. Let's do that. So let's start over right now, chat. Okay. I'm gonna thank Ryan. Everyone say thank you, Ryan. Gomenasai. Ryan-san. Gomenasai. Sumimasen. Alright, here we go. Sumimasen. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start right now. How's it going, everyone? My name is BMS Omega. I'm a Pokemon streamer and content creator. And today, we're doing something different. We're going to be going over the rules of Kaiso Ironmon. We're going to be playing Fire Red. Kaiso Ironmon can be played from Gen 1 to Gen 5. But hopefully, going over the rules of Fire Red will be enough for you to understand how to play Kaiso Ironmon in general, and you can play whatever game you want to play after you watch this video. Okay? We're doing this live. Chat's helping me out, and our editor Ryan is going to yeah, that's not important. You can cut that. All right, so we're gonna be using the ironmon.gg GitHub page to be to guide us without getting lost in thought. So if you look on the screen right now, we got the main gameplay right here we got the main gameplay on the right side of the screen. On the left side of the screen. Shit. So if you look at the screen, we have the main gameplay right here on the left side of the screen. And then you have the tracker below it, towards the left. We're gonna go over all the details. No, not the details. We're gonna go over everything. We're gonna get more into depth. Yeah, we're gonna get more in depth with everything. We're gonna get more in depth with all the little doohickey. We're gonna get more in depth. What's up, Rideout? Welcome in. We're gonna get more in depth. We're gonna go more in detail with everything. Just be patient. We're gonna start off with the ironmon.gg GitHub page, though. All right. So first, what is Ironmon? Right. The Ironmon challenge is a Pokemon. Yeah. So what is Ironmon? We'll just read the page. Yeah. The Ironmon Challenge is a Pokemon randomizer challenge run created by I Ate Your Pie. Fantastic dude. Still streams Ironmon content on Twitch. Check him out. Designed to make experiencing the randomizer fun and challenging, while taking away the wild Pokemon grind that come with some other challenges. It was originally made for Fire Red and Leaf Green, but the rules can be applied/adjusted for other games as well. If you're interested to find out more about Ironmon, join the Discord community. Highly recommend it. Very helpful. People have come to my aid when I was in trouble and didn't know what I should be doing. Highly recommend it. Ironmon has varying levels of difficulties to keep it more approachable, but also provide the toughest challenge possible for those who want it. So I'll read that again. Ironmon has varying levels of difficulties to keep it more approachable, but also provide the toughest challenge possible for those who want it. Okay? Now, I said I'm going to be going over Kaiso Ironmon. However, if we go to where the Kaiso Ironmon rule set is, you'll notice that it says this rule set includes all the previous rules from Standard and Ultimate Ironmon above. So we're going to go over the the lower difficulties of Ironmon first, because those rules apply to Kaiso Ironmon. Okay? So, let's just go down the rules real quick. Standard Ironmon rule set. Rule number 1: randomize the game. We have already done this. If you want to learn how to set up, Kaiso Ironmon for yourself on your computer, I have a tutorial on I almost said YouTube. I have a tutorial on YouTube. I almost said it again. I have a YouTube tutorial. You can check it out. I'll put the link in the description. So basically what this rule says is just to get your ROM randomized so that every Pokemon in the wild, every Pokemon on opposing trainers' teams are randomized. Their movesets are randomized. Their abilities are randomized. Stat spreads randomized. Their base stat total stays the same, but it just gets mixed up differently each seed. Abilities are randomized. Their typings stay the same, and the levels in which they learn moves stay the same. All Pokemon movesets and items are randomized, with trainer, Pokemon, and wild Pokemon levels increased by 50%. Okay? Visit the Ironmon Discord for a list of setting strings. Yeah, do that. Visit the hold on. So yeah, if you want to learn how to set this up, I have a tutorial on YouTube. Check it out. It's meant for Fire Red, but it can be used to set up, Emerald, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, up until Gen 5. Okay? Now let's move on. Rule number 2: catch or kill one per route. You can only catch or kill one Pokemon per route. It does not have to be the first one seen. All the other XP will come from trainers. Okay? In Kaizo Ironmon, it's a little different, but for Standard Ironmon, this is the rules. You will go over that later. We don't need setting strings anymore? Really? Just call me Crow? I had no idea. My brain is randomized. Isn't everyone's? Alright, next rule: permadeath. Once a Pokemon faints, you must release it / store it. No exceptions. I know some of you that have played Kaizo or watched Kaizo already know the stipulations that are going to be different in Kaizo Ironmon. But just bear with me, okay? So, if a Pokemon dies with an item attached to it, the item cannot be salvaged. So it's kind of like a regular Nuzlocke. This is kind of like regular Nuzlocke rules. Okay. Game over. Once all party Pokemon have fainted, the run is over. So this is like for a regular Nuzlocke. In Kaizo Ironmon, you're only allowed one Pokemon. We'll go over that later. But for this standard Ironmon rule set, it's kind of like a Nuzlocke, where once all of your Pokemon faint, you have to start over. No shops. You can only use items that you pick up or are given by an NPC. No use of stores except for any type of Pokeball or Repel. Okay? You can only buy Pokeballs, like Great Balls, Ultra Balls, all that, or Repels or Super Repels from Pokemarts. Okay? The tracker has the new run settings, and oh yeah, that's right, you're right. But you still need like the, actually, I don't know. In my setup tutorial, you use the setting strings once, and that's it, and then you're done. We're eating chat right out. Yeah, absolutely. You cannot ask an NPC to buy items for you, e.g. mom, nor can you buy items to trade them for other items. Example, Pokeballs, full restores. Okay. Random starter. You must choose the starter Pokemon. You must choose the starter at random before looking at all the options. Okay. That's still the same. That still rings true for Kaizo Ironmon. No legendaries. You cannot use any legendary, which includes sub-legendary and mythical. Okay. You cannot use legendary Pokemon, with the exception that you may select up to one legendary Pokemon for your favorites clause. The favorites, if you look at the tracker at the bottom left, you'll see 3 favorite Pokemon. That's what this is referring to. Get into that later. you can see the full list. Yeah, this there's a link to the full list of legendary Pokemon that are not legal. And pseudo legendaries like Salamence are allowed. Okay. Pseudo legendaries like Salamence are not allowed in Kaiso Ironmon. But again, we'll get to that later. If your randomly selected starter is a banned Pokemon, you must instead select another starter. If your Pokemon evolves into a legendary, it is fine to continue using. This still rings true in Kaiso Ironmon. Well, in Kaiso Ironmon, you can't actually. I don't think you can actually evolve into a legendary. Let's see. I don't think so. I've never evolved into a legendary before. Favorites clause. You can skip choosing the starter pick at random only if you find one. Only if you find one. The fuck? Sorry. Only if you find one of your 3 favorite Pokemon are an option. For games after Gen 3, you may add 1 additional favorite per gen. Okay. You may include up to 1 legendary Pokemon in your favorites list. Cool. What if I evolve my Mudkip into an Arceus? I can use it. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I think that it's a good time to say, like, when a Pokemon evolves, it's a random evolution. However, it's still going to keep one of its typings. Like Feebas, it's going to evolve into another water type Pokemon that sort of has the equivalent base stat total to Milotic. All right. Golbat, it's going to have when Golbat evolves via friendship, it's going to evolve into either a flying type or poison type, with a similar base stat total to Crobat. Okay. Banned items. You cannot use the Lucky Egg or Sacred Ash. During the lab fights only, you may hold banned items. Okay, that still rings true in Kaiso Ironmon. Stolen items. You may not intentionally steal items from wild Pokemon with moves like Thief or Covet, etc. Stealing them from a trainer in battle is fine. If you steal from a wild Pokemon that you do not end up catching in that battle, throw the item away. Okay, cool. Accidental kills / catches. I have done this many times. On stream. If you accidentally kill a Pokemon while trying to catch it, you will no longer be able to capture or kill a Pokemon from that route. Alright, this is a little different in Kaiso Ironmon. If you catch a Pokemon accidental or otherwise, that you don't mean to add to your team, you can immediately deposit it in the PC without viewing any information about its stats or moves, and then continue as it never happened. So basically, once you look at the stats of a Pokemon, you have to use it. Okay? You can catch a Pokemon, but you can't look at it. You can catch a Pokemon and not switch to it. Once you look at the stats, you have to switch to it. You may throw Pokeballs at a Pokemon for reasons like being unable to run, or if you are trying to scout its moves without risking killing it. Okay. So Mega, what's up? Garrett, welcome in, dude. No redos. You may not, wait, what does it say? Yeah. You may not refight trainers at any point using the Versus Seeker or any other means. You may not abuse respawning items by picking them up more than once. Okay, yes. So it's kind of like in Kaizo Ironmon Emerald, you can't pick up berries off the bushes and like plant them again and then get more berries. You can't. Shiny Claws. If you ever encounter a shiny, you are allowed to kill it, except you are allowed to kill it for XP as a bonus kill in addition to your allotted 1 catch kill for that route. So yeah, if you come across a shiny, you're allowed to knock it out for XP. Okay? Once per route, by the way. Once per route. You may not increase the shiny Pokemon rate using the randomizer. That'd be cheating. Don't give up without a fight. You may not reset. So this is what we used to do, and I didn't know this rule. This is what we used to do when we first streamed Kaizo Ironmon. You may not reset before the first battle if you don't like the starter Pokemon. After that, it's fine. Oh, so you can reset after the first battle. Well, in this rule set. We'll see if it's different for Kaiso Ironmon. You might be surprised how far you can go with what looks like a terrible starter. Very true. Don't be rude. You have to talk to your mom when you start your journey. Otherwise, that's just rude. Okay? Talk to your mom, chat. All right. That was the end of the standard rules. Now, let's move on to Ultimate Ironmon. Okay. This rule set includes all the previous rules from Standard Ironmon above, unless overruled by a new rule. Read those first. We just did. Here we go. So for Ultimate Ironmon, no HM moves in battle. Apparently, yeah, so no HM moves in battle. This is true for Kaiso Ironmon. You cannot teach your main Pokemon Surf, Fly, Strength, Rock Smash, anything. Okay, cool. The site links to all the banned moves. The site has a link to a list of all the banned moves, so check that out. No way out gyms. Once you enter a gym or a dojo, you cannot leave until you defeat all the trainers. Beat it or die. Okay? You cannot leave to heal. Once you're in there until everyone's defeated. Okay. One-shot dungeons. You can only enter a dungeon once unless the story requires a revisit. Yeah, okay. You can only enter a dungeon once unless the story requires a revisit. So in Fire Red, Rock Tunnel is considered a dungeon. Silphco is considered a dungeon. What's the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town? That is a dungeon that you can revisit because the story requires the revisit. Another one is Rustboro Cave in Emerald. Is a cave, but it is not considered a dungeon because of how you need to keep going in there and out. There's other stipulations for each game. If definitely, like, I don't know. Make sure you just make sure you understand. Just make sure you read the specific rules for the game that you're playing. Again, we're playing Fire Red. So a dungeon refers to any hideout, any cave, any building with trainers. Forests are not dungeons. So there you go. 6 Pokemon total. You may only obtain 6 Pokemon for the entire run. In Kaizo Ironmon, you're only allowed 1. But in Ultimate, you can use 6. So that's pretty cool. HM Friends. If and only if 5 of your 6 Pokemon are lost, you may catch additional Pokemon to use as HM Friends solely for out of battle HM use. Okay? If and only if 5 of your 6 Pokemon are lost. Oh, okay. If and only if 5 of your 6 Pokemon are lost, you may not gain any other advantages from HM Friends. Okay, so I'll just read this over again, and then I'll just go over this how Kaizo Ironmon is different. So for Ultimate Ironmon, if and only if 5 out of your 6 Pokemon are lost, you may catch additional Pokemon to use as HM Friends solely for out-of-battle HM use. You may not gain any other advantages from an HM Friend. Kaizo Ironmon is a little bit different. Since you only have 1 Pokemon, you are allowed to use 1 to 2 HM Pokemon depending on what game you're playing. Fire Red only needs 1 HM Pokemon. And yes, again, you can't use the HM Friend in battle. If you go into a double battle, yeah, I'll rephrase that. An HM Friend is needed to go into double battles like in Emerald and Fire Red. However, to avoid using them in battle, when it's their turn, instead of choosing an attack, you can just throw Pokeball. So buying Pokeballs is very important in Kaizo Ironmon. So what's the... If an HM friend is put into the battle by a move like Roar or Windmill or Whirlwind, immediately swap out of it. You do not need to get rid of your HM friend if they faint. Beautiful. Fluctuating growth rates. All Pokemon have fluctuating growth rates except for legendaries, which are set to slow. So this is why I don't really have legendaries in my favorites list. Yes, I could have a Moltres in my favorites list or a Suicune because they're under 600 base stats. However, they level up very slowly. Yeah, their base stat total does even it out a bit, but I don't know. I just don't like it. Capcron, yes. Welcome in, dude. This ensures no Pokemon evolve into a legendary and a lower level for your main in the endgame. Okay, gotcha. Ultimate banned items. Additionally, banned items. Leftovers. You cannot use leftovers. Soul Dew. Everstone. Your Pokemon has to evolve in Kaiso Ironmon. Your Pokemon has to evolve in Kaiso Ironmon. Okay? You cannot use the Everstone to keep it from evolving. These are in addition to previously banned items. Yeah, these are in addition to previously banned items. During the lab fights only, may you hold banned items. Okay, because you can't really do anything about that. Set battles only. You must use set battle type in the game settings. Oh. Okay. I didn't know you actually had to set that. I thought you had to. All right, so I learned something new. You must use set battle type in the in-game settings. Okay. Let your friends grow. If a Pokemon is about to evolve, you cannot stop it or use. Okay, yeah, you cannot stop it or use an Everstone. Okay. There you go. Fire Red and Leaf Green specific ultimate rules. Okay. You must immediately fight rival on the boat before other trainers on a boat. Yes, this is very true. In Kaizo Iron, yeah, that's very true in Kaizo Ironmon still. You must fight the rival in order to leave Lavender Town or on first visit. Yeah, you must fight the rival in order to leave Lavender Town on first visit. Come back later for the progression. Okay. You cannot travel to the Sebi Islands with Bill before beating the Elite Four. Okay. All right, now we're on to the main part, Kaizo Ironmon. Well, we're all here for it. All right, these are the Kaizo Ironmon rule set. This is the Kaizo Ironmon rule set. Yeah, this is the Kaizo Ironmon rule set. These additional rules are meant to be insanely stupid and hard. This is what people complain about. This is what it's meant to be. People complain about, oh, it's not a skill thing. I know it's not a skill thing anymore. I know it's not a game of skill anymore. I understand. However, it's still fun. For me, if it's not your type of fun, you don't have to like it, man. But saying something stupid just because you don't like it, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? There's a lot of things in life. It's not just, this doesn't just pertain to Kaizo Ironmon. This pertains to a lot of things in life. People have fun. People enjoy things that you don't like. Does that make it stupid? No. Right? Here we go. These additional rules are these are not meant to be fair and possibly not even fun. But if you are truly someone who wants an impossible challenge, this is for you. These rules are also non-negotiable. If you wish to adjust the rules, just place Standard Ironmon and Ultimate as your rule set. Okay? We could be doing that, but no. Okay. Kaizo rule set. This rule set includes all the previous rules from Standard and Ultimate Ironmon. Please read these first. Okay. What patch do you use for your Ironmon? I cannot share, Gazo. Gazoidian? The patch that I used was gifted to me and the developer asked that I do not publicly distribute it, and I'm going to respect that, and I hope you understand. He likes to keep he wants to keep that close to him and certain people in the Kaizo Ironmon community that he likes. So I hope you understand. All right, moving on. One Pokemon at a time. There you go, chat. You may only use one Pokemon at all times, chat. The only additional Pokemon you can carry are HM friends. If you wish to swap your Pokemon and pivot to something that you see in the wild, You must commit to that new mon when you catch it and before you check its stats. Wait, what? If you wish to swap your Pokemon and pivot to something that you can see in the wild, you must commit to that new mon when you catch it and before you check its stats. So you're telling me I can't actually catch a Pokemon if I'm trying to escape? Siri, shut up! Hey, Gur the Bot, I'm glad. Cinematic videos, I'm glad you like them. I work hard on them, man. I might hire an editor for that, though, because it's getting a little bit too much. I appreciate that, Gur the Bot. Hope you're having a good day. Welcome in. You must use... Okay, so HM friends cannot be used in battle or for any other advantage, like ability pickup. Okay, that's fine. So you can't have an HM friend with like drought and you have flamethrower, right? That wouldn't be fair. You can't have an HM friend with Sandstream and you have a Steelix, right? That wouldn't be fair. So you can't have an HM mon that would give you an advantage in a double battle, basically, right? So are Pokemon really a friend or just something to use to get rich in the Pokemon world? I don't know, man, but you would like Gen 5, right? You would like the Gen 5 games. No, but honestly, N does have a point, chat. Team Galactic does have a point. Is it Galactic? No, Team... What's the team in, It's not Team Galactic. What's the Unova team? Plasma. Team Plasma does have a point, chat. Team Plasma does have a point. Okay. Okay. So, we'll go over that later. The one Pokemon, because I'm actually a little confused on the one Pokemon at a time. I always thought that if you're kind of trapped with a Pokemon in the wild and you catch it, once you like catch it, you don't have to actually use it. The one Pokemon at a time rule is saying, if you wish to swap your Pokemon and pivot to something that you see in the wild, you must commit to it to that Pokemon when you catch it and before you check its stats. I'm a little confused. Anyway, no random TMs. No use of TMs or move tutor except for TMs you get from defeating gym leaders. You can't use the move tutor? Uh-oh. Well, I have never used the move tutor, so that's good. I literally have never used the move tutor ever. I never had a reason to. You must use the moves that your Pokemon learns naturally or the TMs handed to you from defeating gym leaders. Okay, so you cannot use the move tutor, chat. No uber strong mons, chat. What this means is no using Pokemon with no using Pokemon that are above 599 base stats. If your Pokemon evolves into something with 600 base stats or higher, that is okay. Okay, so you can evolve into a Salamence. You can evolve into a Tyranitar. You can evolve into a Metagross. All Pokemon that are 600 base stats, right? A Legendary may be one of your 3 Pokemon for the Favorites clause, okay? But they must be under 600 base stats. Okay? But if you catch a Pokemon in the wild to escape, can you make a case if they can be used as an HM friend? Good question. That's something you should ask in the Ironmon Discord channel, honestly. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure right now. Maybe we'll learn as we go down this rule list. All right, stay in your weight class. This one is very niche. I've only had to refer to this rule twice, I believe, in my time playing Kaiso Ironmon, but let's read it, all right? Stay in your weight class. You may only catch a Pokemon that is up to 4 levels higher than your Pokemon team's highest level. Okay? So if I had a level 20 Raticate and I wanted to catch a Pokemon to switch to, it can't be higher than level 24. We're finding loopholes. We are finding loopholes. Good thinking, Gertherbot. Good thinking. All right, next rule. Banned moves. The following moves are banned. Healing moves of any kind. Recover. Milk Drink. Drain Punch. Leech Seed. Giga Drain. All that. Spore. Illegal, unfortunately. Assist. Illegal. You are allowed to use a banned move either through metronome or after temporarily copying it using mimic. Pretty cool. We had this come up last night in yesterday's stream. We had a Pokemon that learned metronome, and we used it to use Moonlight. It used Moonlight when we used metronome, so that was kind of cool. It was legal. If your starter Pokemon has a banned move, you may use it in a lab fight. Only. You may use it in a lab fight only. Healing moves are not acceptable to be used even if full health. Okay, you can check out the banned moves list on the page chat. We're almost done. Banned abilities. Using any physical move is banned while having huge power or pure power. Okay, it's a little broken, right? Special moves are okay. Banned abilities don't apply to Pokemon with 399 base stats or lower. Pokemon with base stats of 400 to 410 that will eventually evolve can use physical moves with huge power or pure power. That is okay. You may use banned abilities in a lab fight. You may use banned abilities in the lab fight. If you can't avoid using a banned ability, you must swap to a new Pokemon. Okay, cool. No killing wild Pokemon. The catch or kill rule is now catch only. No fighting any wild Pokemon, chat. All right. If something explodes, etc., that is fine. Or like Memento, right? But avoid defeating wild Pokemon at all costs. As long as you're not doing it on purpose, that's fine, chat. Nemesis clause. Kaiso Ironmon, in Kaiso Ironmon, you are allowed to have a nemesis. Our nemesis in Kaiso Ironmon Emerald is Politoed. Because fuck that mon. You don't have to put that in there, Ryan. I don't know if... I'll leave that up to you. You may pick one Pokemon to be your nemesis. Again, ours right now is Politoed. This is a fairly new rule, by the way. One time per run, you may kill it if you see it in the wild. You may never catch your nemesis. If your nemesis appears in the lab, like on the table or in the grass where birch is, you must take the Pokemon that would fight it, right? As long as that choice is not otherwise banned. Unless a favorite clause Pokemon is available instead. Okay, cool. Using a Pokemon that ends up evolving into your nemesis is fine. Can't really do anything about that. If both of the other starter choices are banned by other rules, you must take your nemesis. Okay, so you have to take your nemesis if you can't take any other Pokemon legally. Nah, fuck you, Omega. 8. Banned. Accidental kills in Kaizo. If you accidentally kill a Pokemon while trying to scout a pivot, you do not have to reset the run, but you must pivot to one of the mons in that route before leaving. Okay, there you go. I think this is what we're trying to get to. That means you cannot go and heal until new mon is caught and that means you cannot go and heal until another new mon is caught as a pivot. This rule came up like a couple weeks ago in one of our streams. I did not know this rule entirely, so when I found out about it, I was very sad because I did heal in order to catch a Pokemon after I knocked it out in the grass. No healing items outside of battle. No HP healing items while outside of battle. You can't use a potion unless you're in a battle, right? You can't use a full restore unless you're in a battle. This includes status heals and PP restore items. PP up / PP max can't be used outside of battle because that's the only time you can use it, right? And same with rare candies. The only held items are allowed. Items that are consumed. Wait, hold on. I'll just say this. Held items restriction. The only held items that are allowed are items that are consumed on use, like berries or a white herb, with the exception of with the exception of a focus sash, which is banned, right? So berries like citrus berry, fine. Berry juice is fine as well. Evolution items. Evolution items can only be held to evolve a Pokemon. Oh, okay, gotcha. A smoke ball for running away from battles. That's fine. Okay. During the lab fights, you can. During the lab fights only, you may only hold banned items. Okay. No healing item. No healing stations in dungeons. Okay. Yeah, no healing stations in dungeons. So you can't use like a bed in the. You can't use the bed in the SSN, or you can't use the bed in the weather station in Emerald, right? No Poke Center, like healing in dungeons. No Pokemon Center like healing in dungeons. Example: Rocket Hideout, NPC, the SSN bed, etc. Yes. Forced heals from the story are fine, but you cannot go back for more. Okay, cool. Kaizo banned items. No use of any flute items for status healing. I've never used a flute, but I know they were. I knew they were banned. Yeah, I don't even need. That's redundant. You can't use flutes. Okay. Kaizo randomizer settings. A spew specific settings for Kaizo. Static Pokemon must not have level increase. Okay. No, make evolutions easier. Forced fully evolved at level 30. Add 3 additional Pokemon to boss trainers. Okay. Certain settings may not be available for all generations. Again, if you want to learn how to set this up without worrying about like reading these rules, just check out my YouTube tutorial. You'll be fine. No relearner abuse. You cannot use the move relearner NPC to teach sketch to a Pokemon that already has a sketch move. Okay. That's it. Now, there's other Kaiso Ironmon variants that are harder. Super Kaiso Ironmon, I believe only one person has beaten that so far, and Survival Ironmon, and Survival Ironmon. So we won't be going over that again. We're just doing Kaiso Ironmon. So let's get started. All right, let's go back to the top and go over. Let's just go over like the tracker real quick. I will have to. Let me pee real quick, chat. Himmy, Finn, thank you so much for resubscribing, dude. I appreciate that, man. Much love. Give me a sec. We need to see Hank. Nah, we'll keep Hank out of it real quick. I'll show you Hank later. Thank you for the sub again. The 2-month sub, Himmy. I really appreciate that, Himmy Finn. Okay, let's get started. Let's get into it. If you look at the bottom left of the screen, you'll see the Ironmon tracker, right? You'll see Nidoking right there. You can change that to wherever you want. I have it to Nidoking. Yeah, you can change it to like Pikachu or some shit. Doesn't matter. I like Nidoking. That's my favorite Pokemon, so I'm gonna keep it Nidoking. Okay. Then you have your favorite Pokemon. This is your favorite Pokemon list. Again, you can have 1 legendary Pokemon. I'll just change Wailord to a Suicune. Again, the legendary Pokemon has to be under 600 base stats, and Kaiso Ironmon, Suicune is fine. Let's get started. We're just gonna, so yeah, what we're gonna do now is just we're just gonna play. what we're gonna now, what we're gonna do now is just play the game, and just in case anything didn't make sense while reading the rules. Yeah, just in case anything didn't make sense while reading the rules. All right. Let's go. Let's name myself Omega. Okay, that's my name, and I'll name it Chat. All right, me versus you, Chat. Yapdos, yeah. All right, here we go. Start right here. Now, people, in the regular games, yeah, you have an item in the PC right here. However, it's not there. It's actually in the lab, all right? If you set up the patch correctly. Again, check out my tutorial on YouTube to learn how to set everything up. All right, chat, here we go. Now, again, talk to your mom. Don't be rude. And right here. Now, what most people do, I think what everyone should do is save at this point right here. Right before you take any Pokeballs in any game, not just in Fire Red, but in any Kaiso Ironmon game, right before you take any balls or the extra item in the lab, save the game so you don't have to start over, all right? This is so you don't have to start over and like rename your character and rename your rival, right? So I'll just save it. How is there an item in a PC? It's Pokemon, man. You can transfer Pokeballs by teleporting them, right? Is Politoed even in Fire Red? Yes, it is. So in Kaizo, that's a good question, actually, Oxman. So in Kaizo Ironmon Fire Red, up until Kaiso Ironmon Emerald, the Pokemon that are available are from Gens 1 through 3. That's a great question, okay? Because Fire Red is technically like a Gen 3 game, right? You can have up to Gen 3 Pokemon in Fire Red. Here we go. So usually how you start a game, you just take this item, Mystic Water. Not able to use, right? It's not one of the legal items that you're able to use or hold. Okay. Now, if you look at the tracker, you'll see the balls. You'll see three Pokeballs. These Pokeballs correspond with the 3 Pokeballs on that table, right? Now, the game is telling you, the tracker is telling you, wait, hold on, yeah. Now, the tracker is telling you that we're supposed to be picking the left ball, right? Unless any of the other Pokeballs contain one of our favorite Pokemon. However, you don't have to follow this tracker. You can just kind of just say, all right, I'm picking the middle ball, and then that will be the ball. But for now, let's just follow the tracker, right? So we have to pick the left ball. So let's see what it is. It's a Ninetales, okay? So right now we have to pick Ninetales, unless any of the other 2 unless one of the other 2 Pokeballs contain a Togetic, Swampert, or Suicune, right? So let's just check. Nope. And nope. Okay, so we have to pick the Ninetales, which is not bad. It seems like the better pick of the table. However, most of the time, it's usually the worst pick for some reason. I don't know. That's just Kaizo. So let's pick up the Ninetales. Now, before you pick, you can see the base stat total right there on the tracker. Ninetales has 505 base stat. Ninetales has a 505 base stat total, which is pretty good for Kaiso Ironmon. However, it only learns 1 move, and that's at level 45. Most of the Pokemon that evolve via a stone, Ninetales, don't learn many moves. Nidoking only learns 1 move. Poliwrath and Politoed, I think Politoed actually learns moves when I think about it, because it doesn't use a stone. But Poliwrath doesn't learn many moves, only 1 move. Clefable doesn't learn any moves. Wigglytuff doesn't learn any moves. So that's usually how it goes for Pokemon that use stones to evolve, right? Polytone learns Parasong, yeah, you're right. Name it Dan, YouTube guy. Okay. So yeah, it shows the weaknesses as well. The tracker shows the weaknesses as well. You can click into the tracker as well to show the resistances as well. So Ninetales has 5 resistances and 3 weaknesses. So the tracker is very helpful. Highly recommend you use it. All right. And then you see the Electric there. I don't. Sometimes it just shows. I'm trying to go back. Oh, okay. You can just cut that out, Ryan. So yeah, let's just pick the Ninetales. Do you want to give a nickname to? Yeah, we'll name it Dan. All right. Whatever. Cool. And you'll see that Ninetales has a revive. Okay. Now, going back to the rules again, let's just check the rules for Kaiso Ironmon. Held restricted items. During the lab fights only, you may hold banned items. Now we're about to go to our lab fight. If we can have this revive on us, or like even like a focus sash or whatever. However, I'm just gonna take it off because like why, right? Might as well just take it off now. All right, here we go. So the tracker shows. So now if you look at the tracker, you'll see the stat spread of the Pokemon that you picked, as well as its movesets, right? As well as its moveset, right? This is a pretty decent stat spread. It's not great, but it's very balanced. We don't like balanced mons. This one has a neutral nature. Usually if it has like an adamant nature or something like that, it'll show on the tracker what stats have been increased by 10% and what stats have been decreased by 10%, right? Our ability is Sticky Hold. Not really a great ability for Kaiso Ironmon. We have Self-Destruct, Snore, Low Kick, Body Slam, right? Cool. So yeah, we have randomized movesets for each Pokemon. The moves that a Pokemon learns, those moves stay the same, meaning like Body Slam will always be 85 base power in any seed you run, right? So yeah, those aren't randomized. The base stat total, again, Ninetales will always have a base stat total of 505. That doesn't change. What does change is how this. What does change is its stat spread, meaning not every seed will have Ninetales at 12 speed. Not every seed will have, yeah. It might have 9 speed in one seed, and then 20 speed at level 5 in another seed. So, self-destruct time, yeah. All right, so let's just. You'll notice that the patch has different dialogue, gives the characters different dialogue, but yeah. So let's just try our best to win this. Again, you cannot reset the. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, let's just try a low kick here. Let's just try a body slam actually. In the tracker, the reason why I want to use body slam is because I want a chance to paralyze it just in case. Let's say you didn't know that. Let's say you didn't know any of these moves. With the tracker, you can click one of these moves and get a summary of each move. Deals damage and has 30% chance of paralyzing the target. So that's why I wanted to use it. Go back, yeah. You'll see, yeah, so that's why I want to use it. Okay. Cool, it missed. Rock Tomb. Neat. And you can switch back and forth to your opponent's Pokemon and your Pokemon. For me, it's the start button, but you can configure it to whatever you want. That's the default, though. Here we go. So you notice we get a lot of XP. Again, if you set it up right, each Pokemon should give you 50% more XP. Okay? Okay. So we actually got out of the lab on our first attempt, which is very good. Usually some people spend like 20 attempts in the lab only. So we got kind of lucky right now. This is perfect for the tutorial. So, some people say, some people are confused of whether or not you're allowed to use your mom to heal. You can, okay? You just can't use your mom to, again, gain any items, to buy you any items, right? Okay, so we're gonna go in here. In Route 1, you'll see that all the Pokemon are randomized, right? Mischievous in Route 1. Yeah, so there's a Mischievous in Route 1, and you'll see at the tracker on the tracker, at the bottom of the tracker, you'll see that in this route, there are 2 total Pokemon that can be encountered. One of them is Misdreavus. So if you see this in the carousel down below, you can click it, and then you'll see which Pokemon have been encountered. Okay, I'm gonna keep running this Ninetales. There are game guides. Yeah, there are playthrough guides that you can get on the official Kaiso Ironmon Discord server. I highly recommend doing that, especially if you haven't played Kaiso Ironmon before. But yeah, the patch gives you these features where, like, you can get a potion from this guy. This is fine. This is part of the patch, and then he disappears. That's what the patch gives you, chat. The patch also, for Fire Red anyway. For Fire Red, the public patch gives you the ability to see hidden items on the ground. In Emerald, you do not get hidden items on the ground, unfortunately. Hey, Soundwave, no worries, dude. This is the run? Yeah, this is the run. Now, let's say, let's just, so yeah. Let's deliver back the parcel real quick. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, Soundwave. Seriously. Alright, so the patch, as you can see, really condensed the intro. Usually I'd have to go to the Pokemon Mart in Viridian City and then go back to the lab in Pallet Town. You'll see how the patch just condenses the beginning, right? So that's pretty cool. Now that we have Pokeballs, let's say we wanted to switch to a different Pokemon, right? So we know there's a Misdreavus in this grass. However, maybe I want to see if there's anything else. So what we can do is just try to, scout any Pokemon. Or Nosepass. I don't want any of these Pokemon. Let's actually try to play the game, for real. The reason why I don't want any of those Pokemon, Misdreavus could be fine, but Nosepass has a low base stat total. When you evolve a Pokemon, like Nosepass will eventually have to evolve, right? Having an Evo run, might be the only choice that you have. But for the most part, if you can avoid it, in my opinion, right? An Evo run is kind of risky because you don't get the same base stat spread when you evolve. So let's say for whatever reason this Ninetales were to evolve into another Pokemon. It doesn't, but let's just say it were to. We're not gonna have the same stat spread, right? We might have a different HP. We might have like 30 HP. If we were to evolve right now, maybe the attack stat would shoot down to 8. You don't know. That is the nature of Kaiso Ironmon. So let's try to find a Pokemon that we might like. Misdreavus isn't bad, and it's a good last resort. The ghost typing is okay, and the base stat total at 435 is kind of okay. So, got an X defend. Again, items are randomized on the ground, so that's not going to be an X defend every time. So now we have a Spiel. Again, if you look at the bottom of the tracker, you'll see that 1 out of 3 Pokemon have been encountered. So there's 2 more. What does an Evo randomize the moves as well? No, when you evolve, that's a great question, Jason. When you evolve, you keep your same moves, luckily. That's the only thing, really. The ability changes, the stat spread changes, but the moves stay the same. So there's a Makihita. I want to see what the third one is. Okay. So with Fire Red, it's pretty nice. So yeah, a baby Pokemon. You'll see the base stat total 210. Usually, like, in case you're looking for like any kind of like advice, I try to keep my Pokemon around like at least like 400 and up base stat total. Like I'm looking for a Pokemon that's at least 430 base stats. But sometimes that's not the case. In Fire Red, you get a lot of options before your rival battle. So this is a different route. We have Love Disc. There's 4 Pokemon. Kangaskhan is a fantastic Pokemon. 490 base stat. great typing. Normal typing is fantastic in Kaiso Ironmon. However, there's only, this one's level 3. We'd like to see if we can get this at level 5, right? Or 6. So let's try to catch that Kangaskhan. And the third Pokemon is why not? There's another, there's a fourth Pokemon, or level 8. Now again, we're level 7, so this is okay. If we were level 4, we would be allowed to catch it. However, if for some reason this Kangaskhan was level 12, we would not be able to catch it because it's not within our weight class, right? We need to stay within 4 levels of the Pokemon that we catch. Back to Fire Red. We're just doing a tutorial for YouTube right now. Jonathan Barnes, welcome in, dude. So, let's try to catch this thing. We do have low kick. So let's just use low kick. Let's just use low kick right now. Yeah, let's just use low kick and see what happens. Sweet Scent. So we know it's faster, right? It went first, and it used Sweet Scent. Since we know it's faster, let's say I wanted to keep this. Let's say I wanted to keep the Ninetales, actually. Let's say I just wanted to keep the Ninetales. Whatever, right? For whatever reason. But I also wanted to scout this Kangaskhan for whatever. Probably shouldn't be doing that ever, but let's just say that's the case. Let's say I wanted to keep the Ninetales. Now I know the Kangaskhan is faster than me, and I can actually mark it. If I go to the Kangaskhan's like stat spread thing, we know you can mark it. You can put in equals, plus, or minus. We know it's faster than us by one level, like at level 8 while we're at level 7. Let's say I was at level 8 as well, and it was faster than me. That's something I can mark down, right? I'm not going to mark it because I want to switch to it. But I'm just letting you know that this is an option. If you want to keep track of other Pokemon, the tracker keeps track of the moves that it has showed you, and you can also, keep track of the base stats, the base stat differences that you might see. Okay, so we have it. We low kicked it. Let's just use a Pokeball real quick. And let's see. Let's name it. You can name it Dan. Name it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Let's name it Jason, because Jason's in chat right now. Okay. Okay. So, now in Kaiso Ironmon, you're already committed to this Kangaskhan, right? It doesn't matter if you look at the stats or not. Apparently, the rules state that once you look at it, that once you catch it, let's see it. The rules state, if you wish to swap your Pokemon and pivot to something that you see in the wild, you must commit to that new Mon when you catch it and before you check its stats. Okay? So, we're already committed to it, alright? Switch. Okay. Wow. Wait. Alright, so it has low defense, right? 11 defense, 11 physical defense at level 8, not that great. However, everything else seems fast. It seems to hit hard. It has a good nature. So now you see, like, the tracker keeps track of the nature. We have a nature that increases our physical attack and lowers our special defense. So the only thing that Kangaskhan is weak to is fighting, and every fighting type move in up to Gen 3 is a physical attack. So this is probably not great for us. But I think it's still runnable. I'm still gonna run it. We have 2 physical moves. Well, we have one. I don't know. We seem to be a split attacker, right? So might as well. I don't know. Usually, what I like to look for as well is the ideal stat spread. I guess you should be looking for, which is hardly ever possible to get sometimes, is to have solid stats all around except for your attack and special attack. You want to like make sure your one of your attack stats is kind of very low so that you can just commit to being a special attacker or a physical attacker, right? Now, this Ninetales can be used as an HM-mon. It has an ability that won't give us an advantage when we go to a double battle. It has Sticky Hold, right? That's not going to help us win any battles, right? So we're allowed to use it as an HM-mon. However, I'm just going to put it into the box. We can get it later. Hi, Cuckoo the Best. Welcome in. should know the rule by heart. Yes, I should know the rules by heart. So now the only way to level up Jason the Kangaskhan is to battle trainers, right? So there's trainers in Viridian Forest, so let's do that. Now again, the patch shows you this. Shows you hidden items like that. Carbos, which is fantastic. Actually, I might use it. Fuck it. Okay. And you can also pivot to a new Pokemon in this forest, right? Sea Incense, that's an item that we can't use. There's a Vibrava in the grass. Whatever. Repeat Ball. Whatever. Let's say I wanted to switch to the Wobbuffet. I can. Like, you can switch to one Pokemon per route. Okay? And a Shift Tree. Cool. So let's fight our first trainer. Let's see what happens. In Fire Red, the patch gives you the nurse in a nurse in Viridian Forest. Yeah, the patch gives you a nurse in Viridian Forest. Pretty cool. Very helpful. Does not heal you if you're poisoned. Right? Being poisoned can end your run. If you get poisoned in battle, you can try to encounter a wild Pokemon, and if you have a poison heal like an Antidote or a Pecha Berry, you can use it. But if you're playing Fire Red, this nurse will not heal you if your Pokemon is poisoned. So you're going to have to figure it out. You either switch to a Pokemon if you can, or heal during a battle or a wild encounter. Okay, so let's fight this trainer first. Okay, so this guy has I'll just use Boomerang. You'll notice as well that the tracker shows you what moves would be super effective against the Pokemon that you're facing currently. Right now, it's showing that Boomerang would be super effective against Houndoom because it's a ground type move, and Houndoom is a fire type, right? And it's showing as well Frenzy Plant would not. It's showing as well that Houndoom would resist a Frenzy Plant because it's a grass move. You'll notice that the moves are color-coded to their typing. Stomp, you'll see that the 65 power on Stomp is highlighted in green, meaning that Stomp is a stab move. Stab stands for same type attack bonus, meaning that because Jason the Kangaskhan is a normal type, if it uses a normal type move like Stomp, I get a 50% bonus increase. So the base power for Stomp right now is not 65. It's actually 65 times 0.15, which would probably be like 65 plus 32.5. So what? 97.5. So you can use that kind of knowledge to inform your next decision, right? We're gonna use Boomerang. Boomerang goes twice, I believe. Right, so we can check. Deals damage twice. Each hit able to be critical. Cool. So yeah. So each hit is going to be 50%. It's going to be 50 base power. Right? So use extreme speed. That always goes first. So that's super effective. That was a super effective move that did 100 damage. That did 100 base power damage. Plus the super effective boost. A little scary, right? Yeah, so what you want to do is like keep track of like Pokemon that just you would want to keep track of this kind of Pokemon in the tracker, right? So if you switch over to Houndoom's stat chart, if you switch over to Houndoom's stat chart in the tracker, you probably want to mark that it has a high physical defense, right? Because if we go back, you'll see that our Kangaskhan's physical attack is pretty good, right? It's pretty good. And for Houndoom to tank only that much damage from a Boomerang, you can safely assume that it has a high physical defense stat, right? Or, I mean, you could say like it has a super high HP stat, but most likely it's a high physical defense stat. Holy physical bulk is correct, dude. Here we go. So let's try it again. We seem to do half damage, so if we do it one more time, hopefully we get a higher roll or a crit. Hopefully we can just knock this Houndoom out right now. It did not use extreme speed this time, so that's cool. We were able to knock it out. Now you'll notice that the XP we gain is quite a lot, right? It's 50% more than you would normally get in the regular games. So you'll see that the tracker also keeps track of other Pokemon's abilities. You saw that the Sandstream happened when Barboach came out, so the tracker will track that. Yeah. Now, we are at level 10. The tracker also tracks when a Pokemon will learn a new move. If you see in the tracker, you'll see the word moves in that black row. It says moves 1 out of 8 and 13 in parentheses. This means that Kangaskhan can learn 7 more moves. It's already learned 1 of the moves it can learn through level up. Now it has 7 more moves it can learn. The next move it learns. So the next level it learns a new move is level 13. So that's what that means. Okay. And if you want to see like ahead of time, you can click into the moves, into that moves text, and you'll see that it learns a new move at level 13, 19, 25, 31, 37, 43, and 49. And then the tracker keeps track of what moves it has learned or has tried to learn. Okay, so enough yapping. Let's use Frenzy Plant. It's quad weak. It's a ground type and water type. Grass is quad is very effective against this Pokemon, and the tracker tells you that right there. So let's use Frenzy Plant. Hopefully we one-shot it. We did. It's the one-shot shit stream where we one-shot shit. We're up to level 11. Okay, cool. Now we can go back and heal. That is allowed. Again, you can't if you have a potion. Like we have 1 potion right now. You'll see that in the tracker. If you go into your heals right here, if you click into your heals text, you'll notice that it keeps track of all the support items that we have. If we go to HP, you'll see that we only have a potion. You can't use this potion outside of battle, nor would you probably want to if you can just use the Pokemon Center, right? So keeps track of that. PP, we don't have any PP related support items. Status, nothing. And we have an X defend, which we are able to use. That is a legal item to use in a battle. All right, so next trainer. I'm gonna skip this one. I'll just go right here, get this Moo Milk. That is a heal. So now the tracker updated. You notice that the tracker updated. Now we have 2 heals, and it's showing us that we have enough heals to heal us almost 1.5 times over, right? So we have a Moo Milk and a potion now. So that's pretty cool. The tracker is very helpful, chat. Highly recommend it. Don't doubt. Yeah, thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. Significance, can you hit us with a nasty crossover? Let me hit you up with a nasty crossover in a little bit, dude. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. All right, so probably shouldn't use a grass move like Frenzy Plant on this Pokemon, right? You'll see that the tracker is saying that, oh, it's quad resistant to Frenzy Plant. So probably should use like a move like Stomp, right? Well, it seems like Bone Meringue would do more damage, but Stomp is more reliable because it's 100% accurate and it has a chance to flinch. If you didn't know that, you could just click into it and says deals damage with 30% chance of causing the target to flinch. Damage is doubled against a target that used minimize, so that's pretty cool. Stomp is a great move for Kangaskhan, honestly, especially for faster. We got the flinch. Look at that. So that's a stab move, right? That's something that the tracker will track. Sludge Bomb, because Venonat is a poison type, and it has Sludge Bomb, a poison type move. You'll see that the 90 base power is highlighted because that is a stab move for Venonat. Okay, now let's use Stomp again. We could get poisoned here. So that could have poisoned us, and that would have been a little bit bad because we don't have a poison heal. So that would be bad. So here you'll see that Bone Meringue won't even affect this Beautifly because Beautifly is a flying type. Ground types don't work on flying types, right? So our best move would be to use Stomp. Alright, hopefully we get a flinch. Nope. Okay, we're tanking it. We're taking it. That's fine. I feel safe using it again without using a heal. Okay, cool. Trying to learn Outrage. See, alright. Great. I think we should learn it over Sweet Scent. Okay. So now we have 2 special moves and 2 physical moves. Chat. You'll see that Outrage is highlighted in purple for the dragon type. And you'll also see that it has the circle, like a little target icon next to it on the left. That indicates that Outrage and Frenzy Plant are special moves, and Stomp and Boomerang are physical moves, okay? Now everything, again, up until Gen 3, every type that an evolution has, meaning like fire, water, grass, electric, dark, psychic, etc., up until plus dragon is a special type move, right? Everything else is a physical type move. So if you ever need to make an informed decision like that, just try to think of every evolution type there is. Up until Gen 3, that's always going to be a special move. Okay? Alright, let's fight this guy now. No fairy types in this gen for worth? Yeah, there's no fairy types in Gen 3. Fairy types were introduced in Gen 6, yes. Correct. Bone Ring. Super effective against a poison type, right? Love to see it. Okay, and that's really it, chat. So let's try to get to Brock, actually. Let's try to get to Brock. So you'll notice that Apom just used a move that we're not allowed to use. That is Kaiso Ironmon. Other Mons are allowed to use healing moves like that, like Synthesis or Moonlight. We're not allowed to use that, and we just have to suck that up, all right? And we have to we have to use that information to inform our next decision, right? So here we go. Let's do Stomp, right? Hopefully, since we're faster, hopefully Stomp will flinch Apom in case he decides to use Synthesis again, right? So let's hope that works. Nope, we didn't get the flinch. However, it's not a smart AI, and it's not trying to stall us anymore. Not stall us. It's not trying to stall us. So let's just use Stomp again. We should be able to knock it out. Cool. One more Mon, and we can Frenzy Plant this. Hopefully we one-shot. We should be able to. Beautiful. Got a question for you. What's the only move to be physical first, then become special, and later become physical again? Wow. Let me think about it. All evolutions and dragon are special. Rest is physical, just like Unk said. Yes, correct. That's a nice way to condense what I said. So I'll heal again. What move? Physical, special, then physical again. I'm not sure. I want to say Egg Bomb for some reason. Probably not, though. Left ball. Frozen Lore, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Here we go. It changed typings once? I actually don't know, Jason. I'm very interested. So yeah, Ryan, you can fast forward this, honestly, if you feel the need to, because I don't feel like these battles are very necessary to include. I don't really have anything to include at this point. Okay. Stomp. Not bad. Okay, Mr. Quadra can't use it. I will go back and heal. It used to be normal type move, then changed later gens to another type. Normal type move. Focus punch? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very interested to know though. So I'll heal. Again, let's just show this actually, Ryan. All right, so let's just show this. So I'm sick and tired of running into wild Pokemon. So what I can do, again, the only things you're allowed to buy in the Pokemon are Pokeballs and repels. So apparently there's no repels here. I would want a Pokeball just in case. I'll buy some Pokeballs. Just to plan ahead for when I do double battles. I'll just buy 12. That's fine. So hold on, let me Shaggy, come. Wanna come in? Come in? Sorry, Shaggy was howling. No Emerald? Yeah, we're doing a YouTube video right now, Ethereal. We're doing a YouTube video at the moment, and just trying to go over some things. So let's probably use like Stomp. F it. Quick attack. Interesting. We got a crit. Nice. Okay, cool. Level 18. So at level 19 we'll learn a new move. And the tracker will do a good job of letting you know that the next move that the tracker will do a good job of letting you know that you will learn a next move at the next level you level up at. So right now it's highlighting 19 in yellow. So you know that we're gonna evolve. So you know that our next level is also 19, and that we're gonna learn a new move at level 19. Okay, so that's cool. There's a hidden item right here. Miracle Seed, can't use it. Okay, so we made it to Pewter City actually, which is fantastic. Before we fight our rival, before we fight this gym leader, we have to fight our rival. But there's also hidden items up here. And this is something you'll know from playing. Protein. You can use protein, chat. You can use vitamins. We used the carbos before. We're gonna use the protein now. Protein and things like that. Those are totally fine. In Kaiso Ironmon. Potion. I'll just organize my stuff. Defend. Okay. Now, Pewter City. I'm pretty sure that Pewter City has repels that we can use. I'm gonna sell this just to get some extra money for now. Once you get to a certain point in Kaiso Ironmon, you won't need to sell any items for money. You'll just have enough money and you won't even know what to do with it. So yeah, let's get some repels. Let's get 20, and then we can use that. The answer has been dropped. Damn, I was about to say crunch. The move is bite. Oh, really? The move is bite. Used to be a normal type move. Oh, shit. Yeah, then it turned dark. Wow, you're right. Wow. That's cool. Because there was no dark types. Yeah, that's great. Wow. Ryan, put that in there. Who come into the stream asking for certain rules, might as well just make a video explanation. Absolutely. There's so many. F it. Alright, so hopefully we win. We might actually be on a decent run right now. Interesting. We have a little too much HP, but I think that's fine. Alright, so let's fight our rival here. Okay, we have Bone Meringue, which is nice. That'll throw. Holy. Alright, I'm gonna stomp. Alright, so we're kind of low, right? We only have 2 heals. Rolling kick is a fantastic move, actually. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna learn rolling kick. Rolling kick is a fantastic fighting move. Oh, I didn't know how. Dang, I didn't think it was that accurate. I thought it was 100% accurate. 85% accurate is not that great. However, it is coverage, and it has more PP than Frenzy Plant. And Kaiso Ironmon, having a lot of like moves with a good amount of PP is like, you'll see that it's kind of necessary, especially if you're trapped in a dungeon where, you know, you can't leave for a while and you have to battle some trainers. If you're in like a long dungeon and you have no like PP left in any of your moves, you could be cooked, and that could be the end of your run. So like having one move like Frenzy Plant where it's only 5 PP, not bad. However, I don't like the fact that it's a 2-turn move. It is powerful and it's not that accurate, so might as well just like get rid of it, right? In my opinion. Also low accuracy, right? So 2 of our moves, Boomerang and Frenzy Plant, are only 90% accurate. I know it may not seem like a lot, but in the long run, it means like everything, and it could mean the end of your run. So I would be picking rolling kick. I would be picking a lower accurate move in rolling kick. However, more PP and a nice secondary effect where it may flinch the opponent. So I think I'm gonna do that. Some like this kind of decision is not like set in stone. Like maybe you think you need Frenzy Plant, right, for the mon that you have for coverage. You know what I mean? In my opinion, fighting a rolling kick is a physical move. We have a good physical attack stat. I think it's a good choice, honestly. I think it's a fair trade-off. However, one thing to note when you choose your moves, you always want to have shed coverage. What is shed coverage? Shed coverage means that you want a move that can hit Shedinja. Why is that important? In every seed of Kaiso Ironmon, Shedinja always has Wonder Guard, meaning that you can only hit Shedinja with moves that are super effective against it. Shedinja is a ghost bug type. So, fire moves, dark moves, rock moves, flying moves, and ghost moves. Those are the only 5 moves that can hit Shedinja. Okay? So, if you have like a bad move like Fire Spin, you might want to keep it just in case you run into a Shedinja. It does happen. Okay? So, keep that in mind. Alright, use Boomerang here. I think I'm fine with not healing. I'm kind of low. I'm within Dragon Rage, meaning that there's a move called Dragon Rage out there, in case you didn't know, and it always deals 40 HP damage. Right now we're at 37. Usually, I like to be above 40 HP if I can, just in case someone has Dragon Rage. But sometimes you gotta take risks. I'm gonna take the risk and use Boomerang. Cool. It worked out for us. Sometimes you get unlucky, chat. It's just Kaizo. Right now, this is our first. Like I'm getting lucky. I'm actually getting very lucky. This is our first attempt on the stream, and we actually have a possible run. We actually have a possible run right now. Now, the first big wall in Kaiso Ironmon Fire Red is Brock. Brock is a really big wall. So, so a lot of runs end here. So let's lock in. This is all skill. Yeah, you're right. All right, chat. We're fully healed. We only have 2 heal items. Again, we have a potion and a Moo Moo Milk. We do have an X defend if we think We need it. We do have a little bit. Our defense stat is a little low, so we might want to consider it. Usually, in Kaiso Ironmon games, there's a big wall at the beginning. Well, from what I've experienced, I've only played Fire Red and Emerald. The first big wall in Fire Red, again, is Brock. The first big wall in Emerald is Brawly. Both fairly early gym leaders. With these kind of gym leaders, you kind of want to go all out. You don't want to save your heals or whatever, because after Brock, if we beat Brock, it's going to be smooth sailing for a little bit, and you can hope to find heal items at like Mount Moon. Same with Emerald. In Emerald, if you beat Brawly, fantastic. Go all out if you can. Use all your heals if you can. You get 6 soda pops after Brawly at the Soda Shack. So, you know, it's good to kind of go over like the Kaiso Ironmon. It's good to go over the Kaiso Ironmon. What do I want to say? It's good to go over the Kaiso Ironmon. Yeah, it's good to go over the Kaiso Ironmon walkthroughs that are available on the official Kaiso Ironmon Discord server. Yeah, it's good to go over the walkthroughs of your Kaiso Ironmon game that are available on the official Ironmon Discord server. Again, the link's in bio. Just to make sure, because they do a good job of telling you, they do a good job of giving you advice of what you should do, what to expect in a gym leader, and it's totally fair to use. So I highly recommend it. Okay, so pick it number 1. I pick 2. All right, so let's go. Let's just get into it. Again, once you enter a gym, you cannot leave until the entire gym is defeated. Luckily, Brock's gym only has 1 trainer. Okay. So we have to defeat this trainer before fighting Brock. We can't skip this trainer. You have to defeat every single trainer before fighting the gym leader. Here we go. So again, if you look at the tracker, it's telling us rolling kick, probably not a good move, and we can't hit it with Boomerang at all because it's a flying type. So our best bet is either Outrage or Stomp. I like to use Stomp. We have a higher attack stat than special attack. Plus, we have a chance to flinch. Outrage is cool. However, we do get confused after we're done using it, right? So probably Stomp. Welcome to the One Shot Shit stream where we one-shot shit. And Electrite. Hey, we already know that we can one-shot it with Boomerang, right? So let's just use it. We missed. See, this is what I'm talking about right now. Having moves that aren't 100% accurate is a little bit of a risk, but sometimes you can't avoid it, right? We just missed our Boomerang, and they just sketched Boomerang. Meaning, if we miss again, he could hit us with a Boomerang, which is not great because, 1, our physical defense is very low at 21, at level 19. So yeah. You know, we got lucky. 90% isn't too bad, but if you have a move like Sleep Powder where it's only like, 75% accurate, not great. Got lucky, and we leveled up, which is nice. All right, here we go. Here comes Brock. Okay, not a bad mon to start with. Let's just use Boomerang, right? It's a baby mon, not a baby mon. It's a mon with a low base stat, 350. Again, our base stat, our defense stat is still kind of low. So honestly, if we just get hit with a fighting move by a very strong physical attacking Pokemon, we could be cooked. Luckily, we do have heals, but we'll see. I'll Boomerang. Beautiful. We didn't even need the second hit. Still the one-shot shit stream where we one-shot shit. Jason the Kangaskhan is actually going wild right now. Rolling kick. Okay. I'm still going to use Boomerang. Boomerang does do more damage, and it's more accurate, right? So, let's do it. Okay. So, here's a special case, chat. 1, that's Sudowoodo. Very physically tanky. So, we can write that down. For its physical defense, we can say it's kind of tanky. Let's go back to us. Now, we can't use Leech Seed. If we ever get the move Leech Seed, we can't use it after the first battle. After the first lab battle. However, again, a Pokemon can use However, again, an opposing Pokemon can use illegal moves like Leech Seed. So, unfortunately, we're gonna be Leech Seeded for the rest of this battle, unless I have like Rapid Spin or some shit like that. You cannot switch out. If we had like an HM with us, we would not be allowed to switch out on purpose to get rid of the Leech Seed. So now we just have to deal with this Leech Seed, which really, really sucks. I'm going to Rolling Kick, I think. Hope for the flinch. Yeah. We got the flinch. We got very lucky, chat. Now I'm going to Boomerang because it's more accurate. We took a risk. It just happened to work out in our favor. Beautiful. Now we got Tauros. We do have a fighting move, right? Hopefully, this will be enough to knock it out. Again, I trust that we're faster. 56 speed at level 20, pretty good. And our attack stat is pretty nice, especially with that 10% boost. So let's hope we actually get a flinch if we don't knock it out. But hopefully we can knock it out right here. We got the flinch. We got lucky again, chat. We actually might do this. I will Rolling Kick again, though. Ooh, maybe I actually... No, I'll Rolling Kick. Okay, we're getting lucky. We haven't missed a Rolling Kick. Knock on wood. 85% accurate moves. Very scary. Okay. Again, we do have heals, chat. We have 2 more Mons left. And we have Outrage. Now, if we use Outrage, again, if you can click if you're unsure of what a move does. But I know that Outrage, once you use it, you are locked in for a couple of turns, right? And after you're locked in, after you're done using those outrages, you will get confused. So again, let's click into Outrage. Deals damage for 2 to 3 consecutive turns, meaning that we're going to be locked in. We can't use heals in the middle of our whole debacle of using Outrage. User becomes confused afterwards. Okay, so good. In case you don't know what moves do, the tracker does a great job of informing you. So first we should probably heal, right? Because we're Leech Seeded. Then we can use Outrage, okay? And then we can deal with the confusion later on. Also, we do have an X defend. What I'm going to do... I'll Potion, X defend maybe, depending on what happens. Torment is fine. I'll X defend here, just in case. This is Brock. This is a big wall, and it's swaggered. This is actually amazing. I'm going to Moo Moo Milk right now. He just swaggered us. We were already going to be confused. Now that our attack stat has been raised, so if you don't know what swagger, in case you're confused, in case you don't know what any of those moves were, Torment prevents the target from choosing to use the same move twice in a row. The effect ends when the Pokemon switches out. Okay. Swagger raises our physical attack by 2 stages, which is huge. Setup moves like Swords Dance, Bulk Up, anything that can increase any of your stats are huge, especially if it's like beneficial, like, yeah, they're huge. They just did it for us. Unfortunately, we're confused, which means that if we hit ourselves, it could really hurt because we have a low defense stat. When you hit yourself in confusion, it takes your attack stat and defense stat into how much damage you take. Meaning that if you have a high attack stat and a low defense stat, if you hit yourself in confusion, it's gonna really hurt. Right now our attack stat is huge. Our physical defense is not. I will Moo Moo Milk. Has Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw is stab, which is very scary. I honestly think Stomp would be a fantastic choice here. 100% accurate. Unfortunately, if we hit ourselves, we might die right here. We got very lucky, chat. And we got the flinch. We're just going to have to risk it again. Oh! Torment. We can't use it. However, I believe Boomerang does more damage than Stomp anyway. Yes, it does. A little less accurate, unfortunately. But it's our only choice. Oh, we could also Outrage, but I think it's better to Boomerang. Getting so lucky. Look at that, chat. One more Mon left. And it's a Bellsprout. Okay. I think we can stomp it. Hopefully we can break out of confusion right here. We did. And we got a crit. This never happens. This is our first attempt of me showing you how to play Kaiso Ironmon, and we're actually doing very good. This is very fucking rare. This is very fucking rare. Do I think that this Mon can beat Kaiso Ironmon via red? Depends on what moves we learn later on. But we had some good moves there, and we made some good decisions in my opinion. All right, here we go. That's what happens when we didn't name him on after Jason. Absolutely. All right, now that we defeated the gym leader, we are now allowed to take the TM. All right. Again, you can only use TMs that gym leaders give you when you defeat them. Okay. So here, TM39. All the TMs are randomized. It's always gonna say TM39 for Brock. However, it's always gonna be a different like move. All right. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we get. Egg Bomb. Not a bad move, sorta. It depends, right? Egg Bomb is a normal type move, right? So that's a stab move for us. However, it's very inaccurate. It does a lot of damage, but it's very inaccurate. You'll see. First, let's just find out if we can learn it. So we go to our bag. We can go into our TM case right here. And Egg Bomb. So again, and it only has 10 PP, which is not great. It's not bad, but it's not great. 75% accurate. It's probably going to be the lowest accurate. Probably not worth it, honestly, in my opinion. But it does a lot of damage, especially since we're a Kangaskhan normal type. Instead of 100 power, base power, instead of 100 base power, it would do 150 base power because of the stat bonus. All right, so let's see. We can learn it. Now, we don't have to learn it. We don't have to learn it, right? You can just keep it in the bank. If for some reason, if we get like to the Elite Four with this thing and we're out of PP for whatever reason, we can use that TM to learn it very late on just so we can have a move that can that we can use, right? So that's cool. I think the last thing to show you, chat, now we can heal real quick. Me and my friend have been doing an Emerald Soul Link for 5 weeks now, and we can't get past the May fight after Roxanne. Are we massive potatoes? No, if it's a Soul Link, it's not your fault. If it's a Soul Link, it's just the nature of Kaizo. Also, yes, you are a potato, Kieran. I'm so sorry. I was trying to be nice, and I realized, you know what? I'm going to turn over a new leaf and be honest. You're a goddamn potato. I'm very sorry. All right. So again, we can only get XP. We can only get XP from trainers. So let's do that. And we'll go to. The goal is to get to Mount Moon, so I can show you dungeons. Right. I think this is the last thing to actually show you, to show you guys. So let's just. Hopefully we don't die. You can die at any time. Right now, it's kind of like smooth sailing because now we can heal whenever we want. We're not in the dungeon. We're not in a dungeon yet. We can heal whenever we want. So after Brock, it gets kind of easy for a little bit, but you never let your guard down in Kaiso Ironmon. Anything could happen. Here we go. Especially like one thing to be looking out for, like when you play Kaiso Ironmon, is that you gotta realize what could end you. What's like your biggest fear right now? Our biggest fear is any fighting move, right? Any fighting move, because our physical defense is very low. Also counter. Counter is a move that deals double the damage back to you if you hit your opponent with a physical move, right? So counter and any fighting type move, and honestly any physical type move from a Pokemon with a very high physical attack stat could be bad news. Okay. Also, Shedinja, right? We don't have any coverage for Shedinja yet, so hopefully we can learn that when we get to level 25, or later on, by whatever means, by another level up move, or by like a TM before we come across this Shedinja. Here we go. Let's stomp this thing. You see that we took damage? That's because it has rough skin. Alright? If you're ever wondering why, if you're ever wondering why something happened, you don't know, it'd be best to check like the tracker, right? So we can stop again. All right. So yeah, we're doing pretty good right now. Shadow Ball would be goated. Shadow Ball in this game is a physical type because yeah, Shadow Ball in this game is a physical type move. I'll just stomp. And we already came across a Venonat before. We already know it has Sludge Bomb, so we got to be careful of that. If we get poisoned, we could be cooked, and especially if we don't have any. Oh, also has Stomp. Look at that. Not worried about a Mudkip, really. Low base stats. Okay, cool. Shadow Ball would be goated though. Brock ain't shit, for sure. I got pot armored that match, dude. Absolutely. You're right. It's not my fault. It's my friend's fault. Yeah. Yeah, it is your friend's fault, dude. It is your friend's fault. Tell him I said that. Show him this clip. That's your fucking fault, dude. That's your fucking fault. Get good. Here we go. Blast Burn. Okay. Didn't do too much damage. Here we go. It had to recharge, luckily, with Blast Burn. All right, we get it. We get a new move at level 25. That's our next level up move. So yeah. Flamethrower. It's fine. Hopefully we didn't. Thought we didn't get burned. Okay, never mind. Just in case you didn't know, if you get burned, your physical attack stat gets cut in half. So probably best to go with Outrage. One, because it's a pretty high, it's a pretty powerful move. Two, if you check the tracker, you'll see that this is the last Pokemon left. So safe bet is that we knock it out right here and we don't have to worry about another Mon coming out. So yeah, we don't get confused, basically, if that makes any sense. Here we go. Golduck got no special attack. Seriously. This run is, like, the fact that we're on a run right now is actually insane. We got very lucky. You'll see a hidden item right here. Let's just get that. Chesto Bear is not bad. We're allowed to use cherries. We're allowed to use berries, so that's pretty neat. Boomerang right here for our little Pikachu friend. Didn't even need the second hit. You'll love to see it. And let's stomp. Stomp it out. Rolling kick, super effective. Glad we hit it. Sand Tomb. This is our shed coverage. Sand Tomb is a rock type move, chat. Or is it a ground type move, actually? It's a ground type, I lied. I thought it was a rock type move. I'm not going to learn Sand Tomb. It's only 7% accurate. And not that great, in my opinion. So stop learning it. If it was a rock type move, I think I would take it over maybe Outrage. Yeah. Boomerang. Have you tried using your wrist stat? True, I haven't. I haven't done that. Chat, I have a wild story. Not a wild story, but like a story that, like, I don't know. It happened to me today. It happened to me today. I don't know if, like, I should say it, but nah, I'll keep it private. But it did give me. I had a moment today where it kind of, I don't know, made me feel good. Yeah, I just had a feel good moment today, and I hope you guys have had a feel good moment recently. This is gonna turn into a how far can Jason the Kangaskhan make it TikTok, and I love it, dude. Seriously, like, what the hell? Boomerang. Okay. Again, Giga Drain. They're allowed to use it. We're not. If we ever had it. Stomp it out. Okay, let's heal up. F it. Because why not? Yeah, we have 97 HP. That's a lot, but better safe than sorry. Especially when we have, like, there's no downside to healing right now. Okay, so sometimes, like, people are like, "Ah, fuck, I just want to play the game." Take the time to heal if you can. All right. There's no shame in healing after every battle if you can. Right. Just heal. Right. It's Kaiso Ironmon. You never know what the heck's gonna happen. But I get it. Sometimes I do the same thing. Sometimes I do the same. Poison type. Love it. 2 poison types in a row. You love to see it. Both super weak to ground moves like Boomerang. You love to see it. It's 1 a.m. here. Ron, hey. But I want to see this run. Hey, go for it. Dude, I'm surprised we're even on a run right now, honestly. There's only one. Yeah, I'll just freaking stop it. Like, Torment, that's fine. I'll actually outrage. There's only one Pokemon. No big whoop. Okay, cool. Seem to be done here. All right, so finish that route. We'll get this hidden item over here. It's a repeat ball, not great. So let's heal. Now, we're here at Mount Moon, chat. This is the first dungeon in Kaiso Ironmon Fire Red. Well, no. A gym is a dungeon, technically, yeah. A gym is a dungeon, technically. But this is the first dungeon in Kaiso Ironmon Fire Red outside of a gym, right? If you need the reminder, let's just go through the rules. Let's just go through the rules. Where is it? I think the rule is... Okay, so the rules for dungeons are in the Ultimate Ironmon rule set. So, you can only enter a dungeon once unless the story requires a revisit. We can only enter Mount Moon once. The story does not require a revisit. Okay? A dungeon refers to any hideout, like the Rocket Hideout in Celadon City. Any cave, Mount Moon goes under that. Mount Moon fits that description. And any building with trainers. Forests are not dungeons, okay? So, cannot leave. Oh, we can leave, technically. So, we can only enter this dungeon once, so we have to make the most out of it, all right? Now, a good tip to do is to fight mandatory trainers first. A good tip for dungeons is to fight any mandatory trainers first, meaning that you have to fight, meaning that you should be fighting the trainers that you have to fight in order to leave the dungeon. And then you can go back without leaving to fight other trainers if you can, right? You don't have to fight every trainer. I think a misconception that people had, I think a misconception that I've noticed some people have was that you have to defeat every trainer in the dungeon. You do not. You need to fight the trainers that you have to fight in order to leave, but you don't have to fight every trainer. Only fight who you can fight, basically. Who you have to fight and then who you can fight. Only fight the trainers who you have to fight first and then who you can fight after. Okay? There's a lot of items in here, so hopefully we get some good ones, right? Again, the patch will show us any hidden items. Welcome to the good shit stream where we stream good shit. Hey, Mario the Gray, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. What are we doing? Just tuned in? Red guy, we're just doing a tutorial basically of Kaiso Ironmon. We're just going over the rules and anything that people could be confused about. So we're just entering our first dungeon right now, actually. Luckily. Normally, like, to get to this dungeon, it would take like 50 attempts sometimes. We did it on our first attempt, which is crazy. And that's not even a skill thing. It is luck-based. All right. Luckily, we do have repels. So I totally forgot about repels. Make sure you buy repels for your dungeons. Okay? You can buy them in the Pokemon Center. In the Pokemart. You can buy them in the Pokemart. So Make sure you get a good amount of repels. We only have 17. These gold balls, again, this is part of the patch. You can't use them. These are TMs in Fire Red. You're not allowed to use TMs that aren't given to you from gym leaders. So can't use it. I'll pick it up. It's secret power. We can't use it. We can't use that TM unless a gym leader for some reason gives us that TM. Then we can use it, but we don't know that yet. So I know Mount Moon by heart. So if you're new to any dungeon, I highly suggest you go on the official Ironmon Discord server and check out their walkthroughs for each Kaiso Ironmon game that is available. Okay. So I'm gonna try to avoid this trainer. The emulator, again, this like I have a tutorial to learn how to set. I have a tutorial on YouTube where you can learn how to set all this up. So I'm just lowering the speed right now. Clicked a weird button by accident. I'm just gonna go back. I'm lowering the speed right now through my controller in order to you don't have to go that slow. But I'm doing it just because I want to make sure I don't run into this guy by accident. Just to get this train. We got a max potion. Holy crap! Beautiful. I like to organize my bag, in case you haven't noticed. Be patient. Don't do anything. Just wait till... Alright, I'll just do that. Alright, let's speed it up now. White herb. You're allowed to use herbs. You are allowed to use herbs, chat. I'm gonna toss this out. We're not allowed to use flutes, remember? Soda. Goated heals, chat. Red guy. Yes, absolutely, red guy. Oh my god, wait, that's Redbeard guy. Redbeard guy, what's up, dude? Yes, I'm still down. I was just streaming beforehand. I'm still down. Oh my god, of course. I was streaming beforehand. We're actually almost done with this stream. I plan to get off after I'm done with this dungeon right here. Let's try to avoid this person. Actually, let me go back because I did miss a stairwell. Okay. What time are you down, Redbeard? Red guy. So these have, like, if you play Fire Red, you'll see, like, 10%, 10%. This is only in Mount Moon. This means that there's a 10% chance of an item spawning. That's it. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Polka doll, can't use it. %, not there. We got a max repel, not bad. Not great, but not bad. We don't have to get that, so no use in trying to do that. There's an item right here. Lepa berry, great item that we are allowed to use, absolutely. This guy, it's fine. Sacred Ash, can't use it. Sacred Ash, again, is a banned item. You're not confusing me with the Redbeard, are you? I'm a different person. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you were a Redbeard guy. You were asking me about the Soul Link because I'm streaming Redbeard guy. I'm doing a Soul Link with Redbeard guy. Okay, I thought you were a Redbeard guy for some reason. My bad, dude. Yes, we are doing a Soul Link. I thought you were a Redbeard guy. My bad, man. Soft sand. So, we haven't fought any mandatory trainers yet. In Mount Moon, there's only 2, and they're at the end. So, hopefully, get it. And I'm tuning. Ah, I got you, red guy. Gotcha. Alright, so this is the first mandatory trainer that we have to fight. Okay. And boomerang. Alright. Nice. Good. Alright. This is our first legendary Pokemon. Yeah, this is our first legendary encounter. A little scary. I'll stomp. Not bad. Psycho Boost. That's a stab move. Very strong, but it lowered its special attack. We're faster, luckily. We'll stomp it out. Now, this is actually kind of good for us in terms of showing us, informing our next decision, right? Now, we do have to fight one more person, right? We do have to fight one more person. Mystic Water, again, we're not allowed to use. So we have to fight this guy. I'm not going to risk a heal. I'm not going to use a heal right now. I'll just try to... I did miss the rolling kick, unfortunately. Okay, that's fine. We got the flinch, and I'll stomp it out after that. Okay, great. Electric, we know we hit with Boomerang. If we hit it, use Sketch again. Okay. Now, stomp. Static? Oh boy. We're gonna move second here. That's fine, I think. All right. Now, we won. Now, our next decision right now. Oh, let's just get Helix, Lord Helix. Our next decision right now. Well, one is to just get the rest of the items. A full restore before leaving. Now that stairwell does lead to the exit. Now, we have fought all the necessary trainers we need to fight in order to leave this. Now it's up to us to kind of make the decision of whether we should stay here and fight more trainers for XP or leave. Right now we're at 26 HP and we're paralyzed, and we just got some good heal items by chance. Usually we don't get this many good heal items in Mount Moon. Honestly, you'll know when you play Kaiso Ironmon. I'm gonna make the decision to not go, all right, and just leave this dungeon. All right, I think we made out ahead. We got some good items. I don't see the need to just go ahead and use the items to heal when we have a Pokemon Center ahead of us at Cerulean City. We got an X attack. Beautiful. We can't use these people for TMs. Again, you can only use TMs from gym leaders. I won't use the repel anymore. But honestly, chat, I think that's it. Again, can't. I think that's it, chat. I think that's all we need to. That's all I needed to show you in order to give you a taste of what how Kaiso Ironmon should. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I'll just end it off like this. Yeah, I think that's it, chat. I think this is all I needed to show you in order to show what I needed to show for how Kaiso Ironmon is supposed to be played. Okay. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. I'm gonna save state. I highly recommend save stating. Actually, my last tip. I highly recommend save stating. Just go to File, Save State, and then hit like one of the save state slots, and you should be good. I'll hit it with a 1. Okay. BizHawk, the BizHawk emulator does a good job of saving save states and archiving runs that you want to see again. 2-hour-long tutorial, yeah. The editor is obviously going to trim it down. And the first hour, our first 45 minutes, I feel like was a waste because yeah, we just didn't know how to start the video. You did stutter a lot in the middle section, but the tutorial seems great. Yeah, that's what the editing's gonna fix. I'm gonna ask my editor Ryan. Feel free to say hi to Ryan again. Raian. That's how you say it. Yeah, y'all can say hi to Ryan. Ryan is gonna help clean it up, cut in and out of the ums and buts and all that. Is Fire Red easier than Emerald? Yes, Red Guy. All right. Any questions? Actually, does chat have any questions? We don't have many people in here, but does chat have any questions? I'd be willing to help you out.
Go, Thousand Dragon!
Hey, Mind Wipe, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. All right. It doesn't seem like anyone has any questions. So again, if you like the video, please subscribe. Would really mean a lot. We're gonna have more videos, not necessarily tutorial or informational videos, but we're gonna have more Pokemon related. Videos in the future. So, would really appreciate the support. Thank you for supporting the way you have been recently. Really appreciate you. Should we have like a, I don't know. I don't know. I'll see you next time. All right. Bye. That's it. This is a good run, David. Are you going to continue this in the future? I don't know. Like, maybe. Because, like, this is a decent mon. This is a really decent mon. Chat. Ron, yeah, I might. David, I might. Alex the Great, do you normally catch 10 Pokemon to get Flash? No. So, Alex the Great, a great question. No. For usually, well, for Fire Red especially, that's only, Fire Red and Emerald are the only games I played, but for Fire Red, you just go, the only time you would need Flash is in Rock Tunnel. Usually, what most people do when they play Kaiso Ironmon is just go in blind and they just follow a walkthrough. So that's my recommendation actually, because your HM Mon can only have 4 HMs, and you'd be wasting an HM slot, right? And you would have to use another HM friend in order to get all the HMs that you would need. So don't need Flash, just follow a walkthrough. Again, the best walkthroughs for Kaiso Ironmon are on the official Ironmon Discord server. Again, link's gonna be in the description. Or go to ironmon.gg and then you can find the Discord that way, I'm sure. It could cook. Yeah, this duck chicken, yes, it could. And what a cool video if it makes it to the end. Started this as a tutorial how to play. Dude, seriously, David. Seriously. Like, sheesh. If we get a move like Bulk Up, this could cook. If we could get a move like Bulk Up, this thing could cook. Absolutely. And it's named after Jason, so, I mean, Jason's an OG here, so that'd be a cool thing to do, right? At least I streamed it live, right? I'm glad we streamed it live. What are you going to play once you beat Emerald? I'm thinking about Heart Gold, Soul Silver, probably Heart Gold, Kaiso Ironmon, but Nat Dex, meaning that gens 1 through 9 and the split and all that. Absolutely, Jason. I'll think about it. I have to fit it in somehow. I might, if I do, I might start it Monday. Honestly, I might just start off with a Fire Red, thing. But I don't know. At the same time, I'll see what I can do. I know I might have to take it back. Maybe not Monday, because I do have an audience that expects me to play Emerald, and that's what they look forward to. You know what I mean? So we're gonna stick with Emerald throughout the week. If I do play this again, it's probably gonna be next weekend, dude. Honestly, it's probably gonna be next weekend. But that's fine. That's fine. How's it going, Erebus? Erebus, long time no see. Welcome in, dude. Hope you're having a good day. Ferris, yes. We're actually getting off, Erebus. I'm about to get off. Glad to see you again, man. Hope you're having a good day. Guys, make sure you check out Erebus, by the way. Long-time friend, man. Glad to see you again, man. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah. We'll be back, guys. All right, we'll be back in about like a couple of hours, probably around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna be doing a Soul Link with Redbeard guy, so don't miss it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much, Jason. Have a good one. Red guy, have a good one. Erebus, again, have a good one, dude. Ron, well, it's great anyway. Thanks. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend, Ron. I'll see you again tonight if you're on. Yeah. Have a nice stream, Jason. Have a good one. Everyone on YouTube, appreciate you. Hope you're having a good day. Later, y'all.